I do like that. You know, I just got through saying how I don't like hoppy beers. This is very hoppy, but it's not overdone. We were just down at a restaurant down here walking by, and I saw a lady having a pastel de nata too. I looked in real quick. They got Portuguese bread in there. So Portuguese community strong here in Bristol. Wow. That is really, really good. There's some kind of spicy sauce in here too. This is really, really tasty. I like it. Welcome to Destination Eat Drink, the travel channel for foodies. I'm Brent Peterson. I'm an American living in Portugal, but today we're back in the States in Bristol, Rhode Island. Now, if you know anything about Rhode Island, maybe you know about Providence, maybe you know about Newport, maybe you know about the beaches on the South Shore. But the reason I chose this spot to do the intro of this video is because behind me, you can see on Main Street here, the middle of the road stripe is painted red, white, and blue. You may wonder why it's red, white, and blue instead of yellow. Well, the reason is because Bristol is the home of the oldest 4th of July parade in all of the United States. And it's a massive, massive event every July 4th. Like, you could not move. If this was July 4th and I was standing here, you would not be able to move. It would be wall-to-wall people, several deep, waiting for this parade to go by. It's a huge to-do. And I've been a few times. But my favorite parade in Rhode Island is what's called the Ancients and Horribles Parade. That's in a town called Chepachet, which is in the north of Rhode Island. And that's more of a ragtag DIY parade that kind of thumbs its nose at authority. This is a more traditional patriotic parade. So depending on what your flavor is of 4th of July, you've got a couple of great parades to choose from. So let's go check out Bristol. Need some food to get powered up. This is the Beehive Cafe, and we're just half a block from the waterfront here in Bristol. So it's a great location, and this restaurant is super, super cute. I love the potted plants here. Some lavender, some sage, all kinds of cool stuff. This place is a breakfast lunch spot, open only during the day. It's not open for dinner. And they have a deck upstairs, but we decided to sit outside because it's a beautiful sunny day here. So what did we get? Well, got a couple salads. This looks so fresh and yummy. Cucumber, tomato, lettuce, and chickpea, roasted chickpea. Vinaigrette, super good, tasty. I think both these salads were like $12 to $14. Karen got a farro salad. Farro's a grain, if you don't know, with butternut squash, good choice, cucumber, and some nuts. Wow. That is really, really good. On a bed of arugula. Can't be beat. This. All right, I'm not gonna eat Karen's, her whole salad. I would, if given the opportunity, I would. But yeah, this is gonna keep us powered for the day. This is really tasty. Good job, Beehive Cafe. This is the DeWolf Tavern, and the DeWolf family is very famous in this part of Rhode Island. Probably the wealthiest family in the state, if not all of New England. And how'd they get their wealth? Well, a lot of it came from the slave trade. What happened was they would take rum that was distilled here in Bristol. There were tons of rum distilleries. In fact, there was one right down there on the waterfront. They would take the rum that was distilled here, take it to West Africa in ships, and trade it for African slaves. Slaves would be brought back here to Rhode Island, also to the Caribbean, to work the sugar plantations that made the molasses that was later distilled into rum, the so-called slave triangle. So the DeWolfs made a ton of money through the slave trade and also through their holdings in Cuba and the Caribbean of sugar plantations. Family supposedly was actually trading slaves here after the abolition of slavery by bribing crooked harbor masters to bring slaves in here, even though slavery had been abolished. DeWolf went bankrupt in the 1800s and fled to Cuba, and that crashed the economy of Bristol, where it remained in a depression for many years. But you can still come here and visit the DeWolf Tavern. It's a cool place. The building is, you know, stunning. It's over 200 years old, and you can come here and get a drink right here on the waterfront. This is Basil and Bunny. It's in an old converted mill in Rhode Island, and all over Rhode Island there's these old mills that were abandoned. Rhode Island was a huge manufacturing state. One of the first factories ever built in the United States was a Slater Mill in Pawtucket, and manufacturing of all kinds of things. So a lot of textiles, jewelry, shoes, rubber, everything you can think of was done here. And so there were tons of factories, and this is one of them, and was abandoned, and they redid it, and now it's got this place, Basil and Bunny, which is a plant-based restaurant. There's a pizza joint here, there's a coffee place, there's a bar, and there's some other small businesses through here. So I'm glad to see they're doing it, because these places are just gorgeous architecturally. I mean, stunning, the brickwork and you know, the exposed high ceilings. It's really nice. So glad to see they're doing it. Oh, there's a brewery here too. I don't know if we're going to make it there or not, but let me tell you what we got. So like I said, this is a plant-based restaurant. So this is a rice bowl with avocado, kale, tofu, and topped with some chia seeds, some scallions, and a little bit of ranch dressing. And a little kimchi too. Wow. So many different flavors here. You got the vinegary kimchi, you've got the crunchy salad, you've got the tofu. It was marinated in like soy or something. And then there's some kind of spicy sauce in here too. This is really, really tasty. I like it. All right. So here's what we decided to do. Karen and I are going to split this bowl, and we said, all right, so let's make sure we have room. We'll get some cake for dessert. This is a chocolate raspberry cake. Nice, chocolatey, real raspberry in there. Super tasty. All right, this is a good spot. Basil and Bunny, like it. What should I do first? Should I eat the? No, I'm going to be good. We'll have this first. This is the Bristol town beach, and you can see there's a nice sandy beach. You can see all the way to the other side. We're, as I said, on the East Bay. You can see all the way to the West Bay and Warwick, Rhode Island. In fact, I think I can see my old house from here. It's right over there. This is also adjacent to one of the nicest green spaces in all of Rhode Island, Colt State Park, and the East Bay bike path, which stretches all up and down the East Bay. So if you're into biking or walking, or you just like open green space, this is a cool spot, and it's not too far from downtown. This is Vigilant Brewing Company, and this is in kind of an industrial park in Bristol. Interior's nice. Kind of fits with the industrial park area that we're at, and they got some great outdoor seating here. Big tent, and then they've got these Adirondack chairs, which is very New England, so this is cool. Rather than getting just one beer, I decided to get a flight, so we can sample several of these and give them a try. So let's go through these. I'm not going to drink them in order. I've got a specific order that I want to try these in, going from lighter to heavier, malty to hoppy. So we'll start with this first one, and she made a list for me, so I'm going to consult my notes. This first one's called the Caddy. This is a lager. Light, crisp, little bit of maltiness. It'd be nice for a summer drinking on the porch. The second one I've got is the Saison. So that one is still crisp with a little more hoppiness to it. And it's got that pleasant skunkiness to it. Now, when I use the word skunky, I don't mean like it's gone bad. I mean it's got some funk on it, which, you know, is positive, is a good thing. That's good. All right. Next up, this is called Dread Red. This is an IPA, like an amber, and you can really start to taste the hops now. Nice finish to it, you know, not too hoppy. For me, I'm kind of an anti-hoppy guy. I think the IPAs in a lot of places have just gone too far with the hoppiness. This is a nice balanced flavor. So this is one of my favorites. That's really good. And then the last one, this is called Banned from the Concert, I think was the name. She wrote banned. I think it's actually called Banned from the Concert. Funny name, right? Wow. So this is super flavorful, and look at that. You can see not really filtered, and it has a lot of hoppiness to it. Not overdone, but really nice. I do like that. You know, I just got through saying how I don't like hoppy beers. This is very hoppy, but it's not overdone. Still has a nice balance. But yeah, I think that's probably the strongest of them. I didn't check the ABV of all of them. I do know that this was like 5%, maybe less, but the lager. But this is relatively strong. So for this sampler, I think it was 15 bucks for 4 8-ounce pours. So I think that's pretty good. You know, that's the equivalent to, you know, 2.5 beers of good craft beer. So that's a nice price, I think. That's going to do it for this video. I really enjoyed our time with Bristol. I got to say, you know, I said how Bristol is kind of underrated, under the radar, and it was for me too. I mean, lived in Rhode Island 22 years, and I could probably count on 2 hands the number of times I've come to Bristol, because it's not that it's so far out of the way, but it's just not all that easy to get to. So I haven't spent a lot of time, but I do remember it from back in the day, and it's gotten a lot nicer too. It's really cool. I was just saying to Karen, maybe next time we come to Rhode Island, maybe we can find an Airbnb, because that main street there is totally walkable and has a bunch of cool places that we just didn't have time to explore in this one little visit. So maybe we'll be coming back here to Bristol. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, be sure to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. We're over 2,000 subscribers now, so thank you very much for that. And you can support me at buymeacoffee.com/destinationeatdrink. I'm Brent Peterson. Thanks so much for watching. See you down the road. Let's go through one more time. On second taste, that might have a little bit of fruity, like just subtle fruitiness to it. And then the big boy. That's good. Very nice.